Welcome to KeepItReal Studios, the only channel on YouTube that keeps it real. This past week, I recently watched all the Fantastic Four movies again. So, starting off with the first movie in 2005, I enjoyed it. It was nice to revisit this movie. There was a lot of scenes that I remembered, and there was a lot of scenes that I forgot. This movie still holds up to this date. I like how that there's no team yet, and they're all divided. They're all having problems arguing, but towards the end, they come in together and form a team and become the Fantastic Four. I still really like the story. I like the showcase of their abilities and dynamics between the cast. I think they did a very good job with the casting. One thing I did forget about this movie is Doom was kind of whack. In my head, I remember him being a lot more menacing, but looking back on it, he was just trying to be like a knockoff Norman Osborn to me. He was like a very bad one. In the 2007 movie Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer, I really enjoyed this movie. I do understand why people don't like it as much. I'll say it doesn't have the same charm as the first movie. It's not really as good, and there's no point to it. Silver Surfer is just kind of causing havoc. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I still really enjoyed it, but I can see why a lot of people didn't really like it. The Fantastic 2015 movie. So I believe this was like my second or maybe third time rewatching this movie since it first came out. And honestly, my opinions are still quite the same. It hasn't really changed. It's whatever. I don't really like it. I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. But I just felt like if this movie was something else, like it wasn't a Fantastic Four movie, it was just a bunch of kids, being smart geniuses working in the lab and traveling into another dimension, I believe that would have been a cool story. If they just did that instead of trying to put Fantastic Four in it, that would have been a better story.